Sometimes a win is just that, but other times it feels far more consequential, as was the case for Chelsea on Tuesday night. Enzo Maresca's side were handed the challenging task of hosting Spanish champions Barcelona in the Champions League and blew them away. The Blues emerged 3-0 winners, but so dominant was the display that they could have probably scored another 3 on a different night. It also felt like a statement performance from the young Estevao, so fans should be delighted that the club have already signed another prospect who could be just like him. Estevao's statement performance versus Barcelona. As he started Saturday's Premier League game against Burnley on the bench, there were question marks over whether Estevao would be given a nod in what should have been such a challenging game. Fortunately, Maresca opted to hand the youngster his third Champions League start on the bounce, and it was in part thanks to him that the match was so one-sided. The former Palmeiras gem was a constant threat for the Blues, darting out wide and into the middle with ease, making life particularly nightmarish for Alejandro Balde. Moreover, it was the 18-year-old who scored the club's all-important second goal to take the game well and truly away from Hansi Flick's 10-man side. It was a sensational effort as well, one that saw him get the better of two defenders with quick footwork before burying the ball into the roof of the net. However, the ridiculous talent, as dubbed by one content creator, did more than just score a goal. In his 83 minutes of action, he produced an expected assist figure of 0.35, played 3 key passes, created 1 big chance, was accurate in 100% of his long passes, took 47 touches, completed 2 dribbles, and recovered the ball 4 times. In all, it was the sort of performance that felt like a statement, as if Estevao was announcing his presence on the world stage and as someone who will be considered among the best in years to come. So, fans should be delighted that Chelsea have already signed another youngster who could become the next Estevao. Chelsea's next Estevao. It's no secret that Chelsea have been spending big on some of the most exciting young talents from around the world in recent years. The likes of Diner Ordonez, Kendry Páez, and Dostan Satpiv, for example, could all develop into serious players for the Blues over the next decade or so. However, arguably the most exciting of the lot, and the one who feels like he could start emulating Estevao the quickest, is Geovany Quenda. The West Londoners signed the 18-year-old for an eye-watering sum of £44 million in March of this year, and so to say that there are high expectations for him would be an understatement. Fortunately, the Portuguese gem, whom respected talent scout Jacek Kulig describes as one of the most exciting teenagers in world football, already looks on his way to meeting them. For example, so far this season, he has scored 4 goals and provided 7 assists in 19 first-team appearances, totaling just 78 minutes. Moreover, the incredible talent also amassed 11 goal involvements for the senior side last season, and, as journalist Bobby Vincent points out, is on his way to emulating CR7 at the Lisbon side. In fact, he actually took Ronaldo's record of being the youngest player to score in the country's top flight when he opened his account last year. Finally, despite being just 18, the game-changing winger has already won 12 caps for Portugal's U21 side, during which he scored 5 goals and provided 5 assists. Ultimately, it's still early in his career, but Quenda looks like another world-class talent, and, in the words of one Chelsea content creator, it's easy to imagine him having an impact just like Estevao next season.